Hey, good morning. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. Driving while talking about markets. Anything said in this piece is an opinion only. Let's kick off. So yesterday the markets were down again on the back of banking crisis worries and a potential recession, with the Fed looking to raise rates today by 25 basis points. Traders, analysts and investment experts are very concerned that the Fed may even continue raising rates or has effectively put the economy into recession. The job openings report yesterday was not good. There were far less job openings than in many years, and that's put a concern again on economists and analysts. And we've got the big non-farm payrolls coming out on Friday, and that'll be an indication of where the economy is going with the amount of official jobs created within the US. Okay, so going back to where we're at with the banking crisis. As I said yesterday, and I've said over the last few days, that JP Morgan has, JP Morgan has effectively bought out the First Republic Bank, which is the biggest purchase since Washington Mutual, the biggest collapse since Washington Mutual collapsed back in 2008. Now, that was supposed to calm down the markets. Jamie Dimon stated this is the end of this crisis, and I said clearly it's not the end of the crisis, it's only the start of the crisis. And yesterday the overall markets fed that into the pricing of the second tier banks in the US. So the regional banks, the big ones, the Zions Corp, West Pac were down, Co-America was down. West Pac was down nearly 24% during trading. It looks like there's going to be a run on the bank as far as West Pac's concerned. So it looks like that bank is going to come to an end very shortly, and there'll be a lot more regional banks coming to an end in the next few months. Now, there's a couple of things could happen. Either the top tier banks could take them over, but they're going to have huge amounts of spare reserves in order to buy them out, or the FIDC, the Federal Insurance Deposit Corporation, is obviously going to sweeten the deals and it's going to effectively give away the banks, and it's going to wipe off any toxic debt or bad debt. So any bank any top tier bank buying a second tier bank is going to get a sweet deal. Exactly what happened with First Republic. It was a very sweet deal offered to JP Morgan just to buy them, just take them on board, do anything, we'll give you whatever you want, just take them off our hands and let's keep the situation under wraps, under control. So there's going to be a lot of sweetness offered to the top tier banks. That's option number one. Option number two is the Fed to print a few $1 trillion and that to pump into the banking system, refloat it. Big threat there would be obviously inflation would be the major problem there. Inflation's not going down. Inflation is absolutely stubborn, rock solid, and the Fed is very worried about it. There is even a view out there stated on the financial channels that the Fed is going to reduce interest rates by the end of 2023 or the fall of 2023. That is not going to happen. That is just, in my opinion, absolute trash, rubbish. Ain't going to happen. Why? Because inflation is not going to fall down to a lower level to support an interest rate drop. However, because the economy will go into recession, then you could have the Fed panicking and having to drop interest rates in order to resuscitate the economy and stop it going from recession into depression. So that's the only reason that the Fed would drop interest rates, not because inflation would be falling, is because their major concern would be overall the economy and where we're at. So the likelihood of interest rates falling based on inflation is pretty low. The likelihood of interest rates dropping because of a recession is high. So take your choice which one you want to go for. Bond yields dropped dramatically yesterday because there was a massive flight to safety. Safety is US bonds, not the US dollar in this particular crisis, because if it's a banking crisis, then the dollar is the last thing you want to hold, considering it's going to become less and less valuable if the US banks become less and less valuable. Okay, so there's a flight to US treasuries yesterday, pushing the yield down, pushing the price up. Huge amounts of volume as far as US Treasury is concerned. Also, flight to gold. Remember I said to you when gold was down 1980, 1981 yesterday, I said, gold looks like a buy. Could go down to 1950 and then push up from there. Well, it's jumped up on the back of this concern of the banking crisis. So just take that into account when you're looking at trading gold. I think next level on gold, if the crisis continues, is going to be 2040, 2050. From there, it's anyone's guess. Crypto also crept up again. Bitcoin went up on the back that crypto may be considered a safe haven. I say it's not a safe haven, but for crypto traders and a lot of traders out there, they're looking at Bitcoin thinking, you know what, if there's a banking crisis, let's pile into Bitcoin. And that's what happened yesterday. They piled into Bitcoin, pushing the price back up there. And this volatility will continue. So in terms of an asset class, it's a great asset to trade. A lot of volatility there, and you can catch it in two-way direction if you use your stop losses and take profits accordingly. That's more or less it for today. You can also contact me. You can subscribe, you can comment, you can share. I'm looking for your feedback. Have a good day. Meir Walensky with Driving Markets. Have a good day.